92-year-old Paul Biya has officially begun another 7-year term as the president of Cameroon, solidifying his position as the world's oldest sitting head of state. If he completes this new term, he will be nearly 100 years old by the time it ends, a milestone that underscores his remarkable political longevity. Biya, who has ruled the country since 1982, has now been in power for over 4 decades. His continued leadership, however, remains deeply controversial, both within Cameroon and internationally. Biya's recent re-election, held on October 12th, has sparked widespread debate and unrest. His victory was swiftly challenged by opposition parties who labeled the result a constitutional coup. They allege that the election process was neither free nor fair and that the outcome was manipulated to ensure Biya's continued grip on power. These accusations have been accompanied by growing public discontent, especially among younger Cameroonians, frustrated by years of economic stagnation, corruption, and political repression. In the days following the announcement of the election results, protests erupted in several major cities across the country, including Yaoundé, Douala, and Bamenda. Demonstrators took to the streets to voice their anger over what they saw as a stolen election. The government responded with a heavy security presence, deploying police and military units to disperse the crowds. Clashes quickly broke out between demonstrators and security forces, leading to casualties and arrests. The government later confirmed that at least 5 people were killed during these confrontations. However, opposition groups and civil society organizations claim that the true number of deaths is significantly higher, accusing authorities of downplaying the scale of the violence. The situation escalated further when Issa Makary, the main opposition leader, publicly declared himself the rightful winner of the election. Makary accused the ruling party of widespread vote tampering, ballot stuffing, and intimidation of election monitors. His declaration triggered additional unrest and prompted the government to impose a 3-day lockdown across several regions. During this period, internet access was restricted in some areas, and reports emerged of mass arrests of opposition supporters. Biya's enduring hold on power is often attributed to a combination of political maneuvering and constitutional changes that have systematically weakened democratic checks and balances. In 2008, a controversial constitutional amendment abolished presidential term limits, effectively allowing him to run for office indefinitely. This move was met with both domestic and international criticism, as many viewed it as a blatant attempt to entrench his rule. Despite promises of reform, Cameroon's political landscape has remained tightly controlled, with limited space for dissent and little tolerance for opposition voices. Over the years, Biya's leadership has been marked by both stability and stagnation. Supporters credit him with maintaining unity in a country often divided along linguistic and regional lines. They argue that his long tenure has helped prevent the kind of political turmoil seen in some neighboring states. Critics, however, counter that his administration has stifled democracy, curtailed freedom of speech, and failed to address deep-rooted social and economic inequalities. As Biya embarks on what could be his final term, the challenges before him are immense. Cameroon continues to grapple with conflict in its Anglophone regions, a sluggish economy, and growing calls for generational change. Many citizens question whether a 92-year-old leader can effectively address the nation's mounting crises. But for now, Paul Biya remains firmly in control, a symbol of continuity for some, and for others, a stark reminder of how entrenched power can become in the absence of true democratic renewal.